The masculine is frustrated that you may be alone tonight, okay? They're frustrated that they can't have you or that you can't be with them. If you guys are taken, Divine Feminine, they are frustrated over the fact that maybe somebody's not holding you tight enough, okay? Let's dig into this reading. Hey, what's up, guys? We're going to dive right into a collective message, and we're going to talk about the energies between the Divine Masculine and Feminine a little bit. I do have a couple of decks here, and I have one for the feminine and the masculine. Let's hear the masculines out. What do they want you to know? I hate that I can't have you. I hate that you're not here. Okay, so they could be frustrated over the fact that there's either some kind of separation between you two, or it's acknowledged that you two obviously have feelings for one another. Okay, you're here, they're there. Okay, they're there, you're here. Whatever the case is, someone's starting to get frustrated with the dynamics of the connection is what I feel that they're saying. Okay, I hate that I can't have you. And I know it's been coming up a lot in the readings, and I'm sorry if it doesn't resonate with some of you that might tune in, but I have to bring it up. I feel, Divine Feminine, that you're taken, okay? Many of you may be at that place as well where it's starting to dawn on you that this connection with your masculine is becoming overwhelming, because I do sense this energy of like you mirroring this as well, where you want to be wherever they are too. Okay, and if you are the one in the connection that maybe has something going on that is not easy to just walk away from, there's a lot on the table, there's a lot on the plate, okay, life. Many of you are married, okay, many of you share a lot of financial assets. Many of you share businesses, you share a lot of history, okay? Your kids are important. Their stability is important, okay? But also, you know, we're not going to deny the fact that you also have this other deep connection that you're working with. And I feel like so is your masculine. And, you know, part of what they may be thinking about tonight is the thought of them not being able to stand the fact that you share a home with your husband, or maybe they don't like the fact that it's a possibility that you're never going to walk away from that. Sorry guys, my throat has been driving me insane. Just kind of closing up on me at the worst times, but like I feel like it's driving them insane to see you maybe just be in close proximity with somebody else, and they know that it's maybe not easy to walk away from, but these feelings are getting the best of them. So this may be something that like they're trying to work on healing. Okay, it could be they keep their distance because they know that it's not, I'm getting the words appropriate, like they know it's not appropriate to be close to you. Many of you also might not click or understand that, because a lot of you in the feminine energy, it's like you just want to give them your love. You want to give them your time. You may just feel like it's a spiritual connection, and it's, you know, those boundaries that should be in place, sometimes you may lose sight of it, you know? But I feel like because your masculine's the logical one here, they may be pulling away from you and just keeping silent and keeping themselves closed off from you, hermiting a little. Okay, this could be a time where many of them are just not active on social media, whereas before they might have been very active, just kind of joking around, sharing memes, you know, posting stupid things, like whatever, just as a joke. Or maybe not, maybe they had like a, you know, business profile, whatever the case is. But I feel like all of that's maybe come to a halt, because the connection and the feelings that they're experiencing to you, it's deepening, okay? They're not supposed to be feeling the way that they're feeling for you. I'm not supposed to be feeling like this. So maybe it's better I close myself off. Maybe it's better I distance myself from you. That's why they're probably not answering those texts, or you're being left on read. You know, my best advice is to not push it and really just try to focus on what's on your plate, Divine Feminine, because I feel like the faster you acknowledge that, the more movement there will be in this connection. But the more you prolong it and just kind of stay in that chaser energy, trying to figure out your masculine, I mean, you know, it's obvious, right? Sometimes we lose sight of like the real part of the journey, the 3D part, because, and I was there, so I'm not really judging anybody, but you know, we do as Divine Feminines, we just somehow magically think it's all gonna work itself out, but it's like, no, like we're still human, right? We still have to go through the human emotions, and the fact is it drives them insane. They're jealous that they can't have you. You may share a family with somebody else that they wish that they could have shared with you. You also trigger a lot within this person. I know in yesterday's reading, many of you resonated with that message, but I feel like a lot of you as well, you could be in a situation where you have kids and your masculine doesn't, right? So there's a lot there. Think about it. That's triggered within them, waiting it out for you to leave the situation. And a part of them too, like they shuffle between like, you know what? It's stupid of me to wait this out. I'm just going to move on with my life. And that's why many of them, they move on to like karmic situations. And, you on the other end might feel super triggered if they choose to do that, but the universe is trying to shout at you like, hey, look at you calling the kettle. Look at you being the pot calling the kettle black, right? When you have big fish to fry in your own life before pointing the finger or feeling those triggers over what your divine masculine may be doing. Especially it's like if they're single or, the fact that they may be single may also be triggering you, divine feminine, because if you're married and then their presence is triggering certain things in your marriage, like, oh, ever since my masculine showed up, it's like maybe my sex life is not as exciting with my husband. Or, oh, ever since my divine masculine showed up, it makes me feel like my life is just so routine and like, they bring so much like excitement to my life. It's like many of you have big fish to fry here. It's like, is that something that you want though? It's like, or do you feel like, you know what? It may not be as passionate. It may not be as wild and how I feel there, but it's safe, right? Many of you have that big decision to make for yourselves. Is it enough or is it not enough? Because sometimes you might find yourself staying in that gray and stagnant area, okay? And I feel like somebody may be putting on the pressure behind the scenes here. I hate that I can't have you. I hate that you're not here. He could have his own apartment, divine feminine. And again, I'm really am sensing this message from yesterday. I hate to squeeze it into this reading. Check it out if you haven't, but he could be younger than you. He could be younger than you, maybe around the same age, or even in just this whole kind of bachelor energy where even if he's not younger than you and he may be older, he's living this kind of like, he's able to have like a lot of freedoms and is able to kind of, pull you away into this kind of fantasy world. Be careful if he's a Pisces. They are dangerous and dreamy, full of fantasy, They got to be able to walk the talk too. But, aside from that, I do feel like a lot of you are learning an important lesson here about yourself. I feel like the presence of this divine masculine, the way that they may passionately want you or bring a lot of sensuality or lust to the table, to the connection, they're probably making you put a magnifying glass over your life right now, over a lot of what it is they're feeling for you. And many of you can feel them pulling on you sensually, but it's also irritating other parts of your life, right? Putting in this annoyed energy in your home and maybe lighting up things in your life where you're just like, why haven't I ever spoken up about these things? Like, I want more adventure, or I feel like also too the sensual energy that many of them are bringing, it's raising your kundalini. So when your kundalini raises, it was stagnant for a really long time, right? So you felt stagnant energy, like you couldn't really be creative, you couldn't move. Maybe many of you didn't have a problem being in jobs that felt very routine. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people working jobs and having routines and schedules, but I'm saying for those of you on the ascension journey, when your kundalini starts raising, you're meant to come here and create, okay, on like a large scale. You have abilities to manifest. You're here, you're put on earth to be able to help make life easier and heal people in some way, okay? And it's not like, it's like, people think, oh, you're special, you're a twin flame. No, it's not even that. It's just like that is just your mission work, okay? Like you're responsible for doing something on a grand scale that's like, it's going to help people. It really will help people. And that's why a lot of you, you really do start feeling a lot of these kind of mini tower moments and dark night of the soul, and a lot of just, why is my life turning itself upside down? Like, I was fine with everything, and now all of a sudden this person shows up, and their life mirrors all of this, like, excitement, everything that, is the opposite of what I'm doing. So it's really just raising your kundalini energy, which is your creative force, right? Your authenticity. It's like, who are you meant to be? And that's all it is, really. It's just triggering like the old dreams and goals that you might have had for yourself, some of the promises that you made, your twin flame comes in and they kind of awaken that Pandora's box of all of the things that you put away that you said I'll get back to, and then you never got back to. And then all of a sudden they're here, and it's like, boom, it kind of, opens up itself. That's why the journey feels so like amazing, like a school crush that develops into this like, oh my God, like, holy hell, like what happened, what is still happening type of thing. Okay. Wow. So much, 9 minutes in, almost 10 minutes in, all from just one card here. But I feel like it's important to just like, I guess, divulge or blab on about it, because that's just, everything that they wanted to reveal, everything that's been on their mind. Okay. So let's move over to the Divine Feminine's energy here, and we'll just see like what's in store for you guys. Okay. I feel like many of you have gotten the message loud and clear, especially if you are taken and you have been on the low, just kind of entertaining the idea of your masculines maybe texting you, messaging you, reconnecting with them. And again, no judgment. I am just the messenger. Nothing wrong with it. It's presenting you opportunities for soul growth, right? It's like, what are you going to do with these new experiences that are popping up in your reality? You're doing something obviously with your vibration to manifest it. But, I also feel like many of you are also being raised with the challenge of, handling it in the most correct way possible. And it's a lot of pressure too. I channel the song Anxiety as well by Chris Brown, I think. It was just like, I couldn't figure out what song it was, but it took me a really long time to find it, because it was like, I felt like it was two songs, and the video ended up being two songs combined, so I think that's why I got confused. But I don't even know what the real name of the song is, but if you search Anxiety, it's called 10 Toes. I don't know if it's called Angel Numbers. I have no idea, but I kept humming it, and I kept like searching it, and finally I found the video for it, of the part of the song that I was like, okay, this is it. So I really, at this point don't know what the name of the song is, but that's what I feel like for many of you is happening, is like a lot of the pressure you're starting to feel. You're feeling like the connection is getting to you, and also the reality of like the life that you've created for yourself. You've been hit with the kind of realization that maybe it's not meant to be the end all be all type of thing, right? And I think that is where many of the Divine Feminines get afraid on the journey. But if you look at it as a way of being able to just move things around in your life versus, oh my God, things are coming to an abrupt ending or being turned upside down, if you can find it within you to find the courage and strength to be able to just manage things and shift things around and have certain boundaries in relationships and be able to communicate, and now have, a sense of empowerment where like, hey, I can clearly communicate my feelings to you. This is what I want. I'm prepared to do the hard work in terms of what does independence mean to me? If I want to be able to make my own decision to pursue a passionate relationship, then what does independence look like now? If I'm caught up in another partnership, if I have responsibilities, what does independence look like while I'm being responsible for the things that I need to be responsible for? Okay, so those are all things coming up for you. Let's see what the universe wants you to know about just moving forward on your path. I'm going to say Divine Feminine, okay? Again, no judgment for those of you who, again, you're navigating your life, and then in pops your twin flame without any warning from the universe. And I do say no judgment, because again, you guys can't control how you feel, and neither can they. The heart wants what it wants. Another song, Synchronicity, Selena Gomez. Okay, what is your best course of action moving forward, Divine Feminine? Where should your focus be? Okay, so the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so bring fun into everything you do, juggling multiple priorities or jobs. Okay, and you do have quite the exceptional talent for multitasking. Okay, I feel like the universe knows that you're juggling a lot. And two, as we know, is about choice. It's about decision. And I feel like maybe that is what you are being faced with at this time. A lot of you are in that frustration energy as well, especially fearful of letting this go. To focus on that, you feel like this connection with your masculine is going to slip away. But, I can truly tell you on the journey, when you start making decisions that come from a place of like morality, and you really are trying to balance the scale, like things will just naturally fall into alignment, guys. Like it really and truly will. And you'll see parts of yourself and parts of your divine masculine as well that you never thought that you would see, because at first it felt like the whole push and pull thing and everything felt so immature, and you didn't know if this was real. I feel like many of you will see it more and more as you decide to like make more clear decisions. Okay, really choose to say, okay, where am I multitasking a little bit too much? Where am I wearing myself thin? And where am I not communicating my needs? Okay, let's see what else is coming up for the Divine Feminine moving forward. Okay, so we have the Prince of Summer. Okay, so this is the Knight of Cups, romantic, captivating, dramatic, flirtatious. And I feel like a lot of you are already experiencing this. And I feel like this is why this younger masculine again is popping up in this reading. But it says here, falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet, the need to stay grounded during an emotional experience. Okay, so it is happening, Divine Feminine. Okay, this is your Divine Masculine. Okay, you aren't feeling this intensity for no reason. You aren't having all of these big feelings of change come up and what am I going to do, and things feel different with the person that I'm with. And I can already tell that many of you too are on the cycle of like trying to make things work only to have your twin flames energy knock it all down, and then trying to shut that out and really make it work. And you keep getting these repetitive cycles of knowing that you have, just kind of big girl decisions to make in terms of like being on your own so that you can make a decision to be swept off your feet, right? It's like really ideally making the decision to start over, but I can understand the amount of fear that comes with that, and the amount of like steps forward that you take and then running, not even taking steps backwards, but like running back to where you originally started, because change can be very scary. But I feel like it is happening. Many of you, you are being swept off your feet. Somebody loves you. Someone's attracted to you. Somebody wants to give you passion. Someone is attracted to your nurturing energy. They love everything about you. They love the way that you challenge them. Everything that they make you feel, they're also feeling in terms of like that awakening. They're also feeling it on every level. Just wanting to mature, wanting to attract things into their life. They want to dream bigger. So it's like no matter how odd or unorthodox this connection looks between you two, your hearts or your souls don't really give two fucks, because they feel at home with one another. And that's why this big push to make it happen, right? And part of that push to make it happen is creating a space where you two have that privacy to express that love with one another. Have that maturity and the connection where it's like you don't have to keep it a secret, right? And there's a lot that's going to uncover from this big decision that many of you are making, because right now you're multitasking. I can also sense a lot of you are under a lot of pressure, right? A lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, especially with the push and pull with your masculine, and having to have a smile on your face for the family and your spouse, and acting like this connection is not happening behind the scenes. It gets tough emotionally. Okay, although you have an exceptional talent for multitasking, at some point, you're not emotionally perfect. You will crack. It's part of the human experience. So, yeah, just get ready, because I feel like a lot of you deserve love. You really do. And it's just part of believing that, okay? But somebody wants you really bad. I feel like they know that you might be underappreciated, and there's not a lot of passion there that they're just dying to give you. And I feel like each day that goes by, it's just frustrating to know that you might be sleeping in a bed with somebody who has their back turned to you. It's just killing your masculine. Okay? So, yeah, that's what I have for this one tonight, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. If you guys are going through deeper aspects of the journey like this, divorce, separation, things like that, check me out on Hipsy. I would love to work with you guys. I do personal readings. I do one-on-one sessions where you can literally pick up the phone and call me. We can talk to one another live. If ever you just need someone to lean on, I've been through the entire process, so I've got tons of advice to give. And, aside from advice, if you just need a friend to talk to, I'm there for you. All right, I do have the membership section as well, guys. If you'd like to check out some more of the juicier reads, that's on the 18+ side. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next one, okay? Take care, guys. Bye.